Understanding reduces the greatest to simplicity, and lack of it causes the least to take on the magnitude. Raymond Holliwell. My friends, each and every day we try to keep this as simple as possible. All we're looking for is to accurately follow price movement, because that's all that matters in our world. It is a binary decision, things going up or down today. That's what we're trying to do, and you would be amazed at how difficult that can be. But again, you can learn this. Just stick with it. 10 to 15 minutes each and every day is all we ask. Let's jump into these charts. We see everything up for the day. Markets have just closed, and the S&P up 2%. The NASDAQ 100 up right at 3%. Bitcoin 2%. But let's jump into these charts, see where things are. Now, again, the week started off weak on Tuesday. We're now closing on Thursday. And you can see that we have a green up candle that's formed. We're about halfway to the average as far as the volume goes. You can see we have another spinning top that has formed here. A decent wick on the bottom and on the top, up in the morning, further up in the afternoon. So the S&P, after lagging for the week, has again pushed itself upwards. Let's look at where we are on the NASDAQ 100. Even with almost 3%, 2.95%, the NASDAQ still has a green spinning top, but it has turned green from red. You can see that movement on the top and on the bottom. We see volume is, again, moving up, may actually hit average before the end of the week. Look at all the volume on the 2-day. But look at all the variability there. Look at the indecision, as things have ranged back and forth. And again, up in the morning, pushing back through that weekly trend line and up in the afternoon. Let's take a look at 20-year bonds. They gained a little bit for the day, 0.44%. But again, you can see where it's just languishing here on the intraday, the half-day chart. But average volume, but again, dojis right there. And again, a down candle forming on the 2-day below the trend line. And of course, we have reached a lower low this week from last week. Not that big a candle, but again, the movement, all things being equal, the markets tend to move in the direction of what? The largest chart, and that is down. Gold, interesting on gold, we have drawn somewhat of a trend line here. Hard to find one, honestly. We do have a small green up candle, little wick on top. For the day, up 0.02% in gold. Again, no clear signal with gold. We recently bounced off our ceiling here, this purple line, and again, down for 2 weeks. And then this week, trying to move up. We'll continue to watch, see how gold finishes the week. When we look at where Bitcoin is, HODL, that is our Van Eck ETF. So it tracks the market times. Now, the 24-hour day Bitcoin chart we've been using, because this HODL replaced XBTF, which we had followed for quite a while with the advent of the new Bitcoin spot market ETF. So as we look at what's going on the 24-hour day Bitcoin, we can see where it has popped off and sort of been sliding sideways on that 2-day chart for a while. We can look at this week. We can see where the volume is not quite up to average. And as we look at where things stand on the 24-hour day Bitcoin chart, even though HODL was up 2.1%, overall, Bitcoin up just 0.07% on that 24-hour-a-day chart. But again, Bitcoin continuing to tick up. Nothing would pull us yet out of our long position in Bitcoin at this point. That is where we are. We so love to hear from you. Have any questions, issues, concerns, don't hesitate to reach out to us. CW@chartingwealth.com. Patreon members, we have loaded up for you at the Patreon page the early access to charting cryptos, commodities, and currencies, and of course, your own special edition of three-wave trades, and we will be putting up our weekly vertical crossovers. Thank you so much, friends. If you're interested in helping underwrite the cost of this channel, check out our Patreon page, become a Patreon supporter. First thing you'll get is our 3-part series, Options Made Simple, The Charting Wealth Way. Put you on the road to learning how to practice trade options. God bless. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World headquarters.